Okay, this week, final week of discussion. I saw a lot of fascinating things through the uh, last session video. So I'll jump right into it. One of the fascinating things we're talking about once again was homesteading. But first off, I'd like to say it was really cool to see how many of these projects all kind of work together and kind of like piece together one big picture. It also really brings out like what we've been talking about all year of history production and what is history and how that history is influenced, perceived, which perspectives are passed down, and which ones are hidden up. So, first off, one of the main questions I kind of thought of as involving this week was what things were influence homesteading. So there's a lot of things about influence homesteading, but the biggest part of it was this idea that there was unclaimed land and just land up for takes out in the West. This really is not true because there were people on that land, and those were the Native American tribes that have been settling that land for thousands of years, and way well before any Americans or European colonists came over and started homesteading in their lands. But yeah, so this unclaimed land was kind of pushed by the American government and American policies to just keep on pushing Native Americans more west and out of the land that the American colonists more desired. Um, There's some other things that right at the beginning that I found very interesting. Um, oh yeah, second one was with women homesteading and what things changed for them. So women in homesteading, this kind of gets forgotten about it, and I didn't learn about it till last semester when in a different one of my history classes. But the roles of that women had while making the journey west with their families, their husbands. So at this time, when Americans start moving west, women are still stuck in a very traditional Victorian style way of life. So this means that they have very little say or to do with not to do little bit of authority through the household, and what family decisions are made, that's all made by the husband. They have a very low appearance in public or interaction in the public eye, like say like at a bar or something like that. um their main jobs are your basic household jobs. There's required to keep the house clean, take care of all the house and cleaning chores, while also raising all the providing children and raising children. We see this kind of change throughout when homesteading goes through, because now they are responsible to really help out with everything going on the trail and on the journey, because this journey is way too hard for just one man or a couple of men to do by themselves. So women have to do whatever they can to help, while also taking care of their own chores in the wagon. Like they're still responsible of making clothes for the family and doing that kind of stuff, teaching the children, teaching them um, the ways of life and how to act and become a proper person, all in the wagon. But then they're also responsible for the heavy duty chores that they have never done before, like help fix the wagon, help set up camps, help do stuff like that. And once they actually found a place to stay, once they got to their land that they were staying, women were heavily looked upon to um, help build the homestead, help farm farm the land, help work the land, pretty much every they were in charge of pretty much anything, or in charge, but also looked upon to help out with anything that a man would do in this time. And this is uh, kind of almost jumpstarts the push for equality among women, because they prove that they can do all this stuff just as good as what a man did. And it's really interesting because in my last class we learned, or I learned, that they even made survival guides in women magazines for women that are about to take the journey out west and stuff like that. So it wasn't even that necessarily women wanted to go, but they're also encouraged to go out west, because same thing for women like anybody else. The West signified a time of hope and a time of renewal for anybody that went out there. So yeah, so that's what I took from this week the most. I think that this has been a very good class. I think it's been set up very, very well with each week kind of wanting to teach like the basics of the class. Like, I think the things we want to learn most out of this class is what is our history and the history production and stuff like that. And I think it's very good because these are two things that can be so skewed in every single way with every single topic. And a lot of times, as we've learned through this class, that only one history or one production of history is shown and passed down. And it's very important to look through all sides of the matter and all views, and then and then make the decision for ourselves what was right and what was wrong. So thank you.